All right, y'all, welcome back to Bayham Farm. Today we are going to look for some Usnea, and we're going to make an Usnea tincture. So a couple nights ago we had a pretty bad windy, rainy storm. So you can find Usnea a lot after a big wind comes through because it blows it down from the trees. So let's go gather some and we'll explain it to you. Here we go. This is awesome. So this is Usnea. Kind of looks like a moss, but it's not a moss. So I'm gonna just collect this and then we'll explain it to you once we've got enough.
So Usnea is technically a lichen. It's not a moss, it's a lichen. And it has it really is basically a natural antibiotic, something like what is that antibiotic, doxycycline. It's a pretty common antibiotic, and you can make a tincture out of it, and we're gonna show you how to do that here in just a little bit. But one of the very easy characteristics of this Usnea, so that you can really know that it's a lichen and that it's Usnea, is in the inner part of this stuff is elastic like, and when you pull it apart, you can sort of see this white looking elasticy type middle. I don't know if you can pick it up on the video or not, but anyway, you just kind of pull it apart sort of slowly, and you can see just a little inner core is kind of sort of elasticy, yeah, like that. See it? See the white right there? Anyway, that's how you know you got the right stuff. So
on that brown.
Yeah. Anyway, see the little white inner core there. Kind of how you know that it is Usnea. So it's a super simple process. This stuff is very effective for treating sore throat, and in my opinion, it kind of helps prevent sore throat. If you catch it at the early stages, you feel like you're kind of getting that scratchy feeling in the back of your throat kind of thing, it works good for that. So also UTIs. Yeah, it's good for urinary tract infections and a lot of different things. We'll go through some more of that as we're putting the tincture together. But let's gather up some more, and then we'll get to making the tincture here in just a bit.
Here's some just laying on the ground, so it's not always going to be on a stick like that, although that was pretty awesome. You'll just see it laying on the ground. So this is what you're looking for. There's a little bit there, we'll leave it.
Some there. There's another really, oh, here's a good stick over that way, and there's one over here. But, here's another one.
Yep. It blew a lot down the other night.
Yeah, it was extremely.
So it was very.
There's another
pretty good storm.
Another load.
Yep, that's awesome. Just picks off real easy.
While you're picking that, I'm gonna get a shot. I don't know if you can see up the trunk of this tree up there. It is an Usnea smorgasbord up there. If you can see it up there.
Should have brought my bowl, but I'm just putting it in the pocket.
But it is up there everywhere. There's a lot of different common names for Usnea, and some people call it old man's beard, kind of like mine, because some places where it grows, and maybe some slightly different kinds of varieties, it's a little longer. It doesn't have quite as, it's not quite as compact. It's sort of beard like, and so some people call it old man's beard. here was another one, babe. There's some kind of behind you to the left.
We got one more place we can go gather some. All right, so here's the Usnea that we collected. We collected all this nice Usnea that was laying on the ground. So what your next step is after you collect it is to put it up and dry it. So we're gonna have to put this up and dry it for a bit. But of course, we're always collecting Usnea. So I've already got some that was dried. So we're gonna show you the process of actually making the tincture. All right. So we got our Usnea that's been dried for a long time. We're just going to take it out and we're just going to kind of chop it up. I want to show you. Let me show you that Usnea up close. Does look like an old man's beard. So we'll just chop it. Chop it all up. Running away from me. Now you just fill your jar. We got our dried stuff put in there, chopped up and put in the jar. So now we're going to dry the new batch. So you just shove it into your jar, like so. It can dry in this jar, just like this. My counter's clean, I clean my counter. There we go. And you just put it up in a cabinet in a dark, dry place for when you're ready to make more Usnea. All right, let me get on with the next. All right, so we've got it in our jar, chopped, packed down tight. So the next step is to completely cover it with a clear grained alcohol. All right, so you just pour it on over there. Make sure you cover it all. All right. So we're going to put our lid on it, close it real tight. And what you're going to do is you're going to let it sit in that alcohol. The alcohol will pull the medicinal aspects of it out, okay? So 6 weeks in the jar. If you can think about it, shake it once a day, every day, okay? You want to make sure it's all covered with the alcohol. I got ours done pretty good. So then you just put it up, let it sit for 6 weeks, shake it once a day, and then after 6 weeks you'll take it and you'll strain it. We got a really nice strainer that we use for everything. You'll strain it, put it into another jar, and it'll look kind of like this, depending on what kind of alcohol you use. It may look a little darker. We've got some that looks a little darker, but you'll have it in here. Now the best thing you can do, if you can, is get some of these little amber bottles, the like little eyedropper bottles, okay? You can get these off Amazon really cheap. So what you want to do is store it in here for when you're ready to take it, okay? And we'll explain, you know, the medicinal purposes for it and the dosage and all that in just a second. All right, so here you have it. We have our dried, our Usnea we just picked. We have the dried stuff that we just poured our alcohol over. It's going to be in a 6-week process. And then this is after it's strained after 6 weeks and then bottled in our little droppers.
Yeah. So as I mentioned before, this is gold for me.
Yeah.
When I feel like I'm getting a little bit of a sore throat, I'll just take 2 full droppers by mouth.
Yeah, not drops. Droppers.
2 full droppers. So if you kind of doing it as a preventative, you can do that maybe once a day or do it once a day for a week. But if you're really come down with with being sick, upper respiratory stuff, and sinus infection, that kind of thing, you can just take a full little medicine dropper as an entire regimen. So twice a day, 2 full droppers until it's gone, and then that would be your treatment for that sickness. So it's worked very well for me, and we really believe in it. So hey, I would encourage y'all to do it because it works. And here's the stages: freshly collected, dried, and soaking in the clear grain alcohol, 80 proof or better. Finished product, it's strained and ready for bottling. And so we've had a lot extra. We just keep it in an upper cabinet in a cool, dark place, and you can bottle it and good to go.
So thank y'all for coming along with us while we gathered our Usnea and kind of showed you how to make a tincture out of it. I hope you do it too. Thanks for watching.